Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in this world. This is John West, back again with Japanese Business and Economy. Yes, this is John West, back again with Japanese Business and Economy. And today we're going to be looking at Class 4C, the third segment of our fourth class. This will deal with the issue of food in the Japanese economy. Now, food in many, many ways is a very important part of Japanese business and economy. For example, Japan is the country with the most Michelin star awarded cities. In fact, there are 21 in Nara, 117 in Osaka, 135 in Kyoto, and 304 in Tokyo. As a base of comparison, Paris comes in only third after Tokyo and Kyoto with 134 cities. So when it comes to food, Tokyo and Japan are much more successful and sophisticated than France. France, a country that prides itself on its cuisine and food culture. So if you're interested in fine dining, you're in the right country in Japan. One famous Japanese chef is the sushi master, Yoshiko Kusaka, who has earned a Michelin star 10 years in a row. Let's meet Yoshiko Kusaka.
今僕は54でこの仕事をやりだしたのが15なんで、39年ぐらいこの仕事をずっとやってきて一番思うのは継続は力なりですね。同じことをずっと続けるということはやはり力になるんだなということをよく感じます。Welcome. 今開けてる箱は全部鹿児島、宮崎、九州から来て魚を開けてます。出身地は、愛知県豊橋市です。うちの母は非常に厳しい人でとにかくそれが家で寿司の修行に出たのもと言っても過言ではないぐらいうちの母はめちゃくちゃ厳しい人でした。だからそういうふうに厳しくされることによって今の自分があるってよく思います。普通あんま人が気づかないようなこととか気づいたりとか細かいこと、あと気配りですね。そういったことにすごく役立ってます。出るだけでもすっごい時間かかる。そこにしてもすっごい来たな。ここにあるこの霧島サーモンっていう。
Yes, so that was Japanese sushi master Yoshiko Kusaka. Some Japanese chefs have become so successful that they've established restaurants all around the world. Nobu is a classic case who has restaurants and hotels literally in every continent. Nobu's life is an incredible journey. Let's learn about it.
To start my job, I was 18 years old. We moved to the Peru, opening restaurants, only 1 or 2 customers a day. After a year, I decided back to Japan. Motivations come very low. And mine introduced Anchorage, Alaska. Grand opening, it's a lot of business, it's people happy. It's my first day off, and after 50 days was Thanksgiving Day. Between the dinner, my partners called me So no, you should come to restaurants. What's wrong in the middle of the midnight, you know? Then he said to restaurant start fire. So it sounds like not a good job. I cannot eat. Then just thinking, you know, restaurants are fired, burned down, money is gone. I lost my second dreams after South America. I have no choice. Now I'm gonna kill myself. I have to wake up one more time. I have the friend sushi chef in Los Angeles. So I call him. He said, just come over to LA. So 2 years later, and I got the green card finally. He pushed me to, you should go out. My first restaurants opened 1987. Matsuhisa at the La Cienega Boulevard, the Beverly Hills. Robert De Niro's came to my restaurant. You know, only 38 seats, and he likes my food. Invited me to come to New York, opening my restaurant, but still too early because restaurants are not organized yet. I say, Bob, thank you so much, but for me, still too early. After 4 years, he called me again. Nobu, I was watching to your restaurant, and maybe time to come New York. He was watching the 4 years for me. So then he understands my philosophy. So it's very comfortable, like at the partnerships, because always we talk and we do the meeting and what's the next step. Now we have 29 restaurants in 5 continents.
So what an extraordinary story, the story of Nobu, who started from nothing, failed, suffered from a fire in Alaska, and now has over 20 restaurants in 5 continents. Now, when you learn about Japan's food culture, you'll be surprised that Japan actually has the lowest obesity rate among the advanced OECD countries. So the Japanese have great food culture. They're very interested in the food, but they're not obese like many people in Western countries. Have a look at this chart. Japan has the lowest level of obesity on this chart of all the countries there, which include all the advanced OECD countries. The country with the highest level of obesity is, of course, the United States, then Chile, Mexico, and so on. Now, one reason why Japan has a low level of obesity is the quality of Japanese food. Now, I explained before that Japanese agriculture is economically inefficient, but nevertheless, the quality of Japanese agricultural products is very high. Japanese peaches, for example, are especially delicious. The most famous species of Japanese peach is the Shimizu white peach grown in Okayama. It is pink and milky white, juicy and sweet. It's known to be the best species of peach. Now, Japan also has the highest life expectancy among the advanced OECD countries. Have a look at this chart. At the top, Japan. Switzerland comes number 2, Australia number 3, and so on. And you'll notice that the United States, the richest country in the world, its life expectancy is much, much lower. It's down near the bottom. Now, how can Japan have such a high life expectancy? Obviously, there are many factors involved. But one key reason the Japanese people are so healthy is the Japanese breakfast. Natto is a traditional Japanese breakfast food, which is made from soybeans that have been fermented with Bacillus subtilis var natto. Natto is served with karashi mustard, soy tar sauce, and sometimes Japanese bunching onion. Let's have a look at natto.
Welcome to Japanese Cooking 101. Today we are going to show you how to eat natto. Natto is a fermented soybeans, healthy but very stinky. We are mixing in some simple ingredients, and we almost always eat natto over rice. In a bowl of natto, add chopped green onions, bonito flakes, Japanese mustard, and soy sauce. And all you have to do is just to mix it all together. It's stir vigorously until forming sticky goo around the beans. Just like that. Then pour it over rice. Garnish with some chopped oba shiso leaves. If you want to try a very Japanese and very healthy food and are willing to take on a challenge, here's the one to try. You either love it or hate it. Good luck!
So that's the story of natto. Please try it. As the commentator said, it's very stinky, but it's very healthy. Now, that's a few little windows on Japanese food, Japanese cuisine. It's a very important part of Japanese culture, Japanese society, but also a very important part of Japanese business and economy. So in your student presentation of your favorite Japanese company, if you wish, you could choose a company that's involved in the Japanese food business. I would encourage you to do so. So this brings to an end our short class on Japanese food. Arigatou gozaimasu. So once again, thank you for joining me for this brief moment together. It was great to share the moment with you. Now, if you have any questions, comments, reactions to this, please don't hesitate to send me an email. I'd be delighted to receive and answer your email. Otherwise, we can discuss these issues in our student discussion sessions in the middle of January.